series where we cover all of the things that are positive about pageantry. We have special guests that come on to the show and talk about everything that has to do with pageants. Generally, it's title holders, but sometimes we have directors, sometimes we have coaches that come on, sometimes we have choreographers, sometimes we have designers that come on and just share what's going on in the world of pageantry that you may not get to see normally, because generally we only see the things that are not positive about pageantry. You'll see, reality television, or you'll see something that pops on that's, blooper from a pageant that happened, a couple of days before. So what we try to do at Pageantry Now is to be able to create a positive space for us to be able to talk about all of the amazing things that title holders are out doing in the community while they're holding their titles and making a difference around the world. Tonight is a very special show of Pageantry Now. We will be doing a recap of the Miss Universe pageant that was held in the Philippines on January 29th here in the United States. It was January 30th actually in the Philippines, where Miss France was crowned the winner of Miss Universe. So congratulations to Miss France. We're super excited for her. I know that she's on her way to New York City, getting settled into her new apartment with her roommate, Miss USA. And we'll talk a little bit about that throughout the show. Tonight's show is not our normal show. We're actually going to have several different guests that will come in, talk about what they thought about the show. We're looking for the really positive feedback that we can give to what went well with the show, and then also things that maybe you didn't like. There was a new format this year, so maybe there were changes to the Miss Universe show that you didn't like. We want to try to keep any of the comments PC. All of our viewers are 13 and older, but we want to make sure that this is something that anybody can watch and be able to get a positive feeling and positive feedback for what's going on with the Miss Universe organization. With that being said, I see that one of our special guests is on right now. Hold on one second. I just got a text. Hold on. But I am going to go ahead and start with, hi Hassan, how are you? I'm going to go ahead and start with one of our guests. Her name is Jennifer, and she actually, well, I'll let her tell you all about herself. Again, we want to try to keep these to about 10-minute interviews where we're going to talk about what's going on. If you've got questions about the Miss Universe organization, about what happened in the Miss Universe pageant, you can put them in chat. Again, it's super important that we keep this positive. Thanks so much. I appreciate it, guys. And we're logging. Hopefully you guys can hear me. And we're connecting. Yay!
Hey, Stacey.
Hey, Jennifer, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Yay! Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself and what you are doing in pageantry right now.
Well, I am an exclusive platinum intern for Crown Talk of Burgundy magazine. I am also thank you, and I'm also one of the legends for the Miss Reigning America system.
Fantastic. So you are a queen amongst queens, right?
Yes.
All right. So now, did you get to see the pre-show for the Miss Universe show?
No, I did not. Actually, Sunday, I was in a production and it was my last performance, so I was pretty busy that day. I had the show, and then I had to clean up, and then I had cast party, so I did not see the pre-show. Yes, but I did get to see the actual live show, so I watched it with my mom.
Okay, all right, great. So let's talk a little bit about what you liked best. Hey, hi, Fran, how are you? Tell us what you liked best about the Miss Universe pageant this year.
Well, I liked the fact that they showcased the girls in a positive format about, what they supported, what they were passionate about. And I also liked the segment about, them appreciating their mothers, because their mothers did help them get to the point where they are today.
Absolutely. I know one of the things that threw everybody off, just so everybody knows that's watching, this year they changed the format a little bit. The last couple of years they've allowed us to vote live before the show to pick one of the semifinalists. So they had 13 semifinalists this year, and then they did swimsuit, and then they cut to 9, and then they did evening gown, and they cut to 6. Then they did a non-stage question, and they cut to 3, which was not normal. That's not normally how it goes. Usually it goes 15, 10, 5, 3. So it was a little bit different format, but there was also online voting that was going on at the same time. I agree. I love the fact that when they announced the top 13, as they announced them, that they actually asked them a question. And you got to know a little bit about them right away, because usually the judges don't get to know anything about any of the girls until you get to top 5, where they get to interview them. So it was fantastic that they were able to kind of see their personalities. And then I did like the fact that they got to highlight, their moms and about what was important to them. So what things were you not like crazy about, or did you just love the show? Tell me more about it.
Well, I feel like I just really didn't like the suspense and dragging out like the top 13, for instance, and like saving like the last person. That kind of is just like, you're just so on the edge and you're wanting to know the results right then. So that's about the only thing I didn't like.
I have to say, I'm not going to say which countries, but I was on the coaching team for 2 of the countries this year. This is the first year that I was part of coaching 2 girls that were actively on the Miss Universe stage. So I was a basket case before the pageant started. Having the top 13 drag out for almost 45 minutes was like, okay.
It was nuts.
Yeah, it was nuts. What else do you think worked really well for the show?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I liked how I just remembered this. I kind of hated how fast they made them go through sometimes. It's like, especially gown. You want to see their gowns, really.
Yeah, that was the other change this year to the format of the show. Instead of having them come out 1 at a time, they had them come out 3 at a time. So even though we couldn't see the vantage point of it, they came out like in a triangle. So one came this way, one came this way, and then one came up the middle. So it was really fast. Like I felt like I barely had time to kind of go, okay, like these are my favorites. These are wait, hold on. I've got to vote. Wait, I've got to vote, and I got to tell everybody on social media where the top 9 are. And so I found that it was a little chaotic for me as well. So I agree with you there. So who are your faves going into it? Who did you like going into the show?
Oh, definitely Miss Universe Canada. Actually, on the Crown Talk on our main Crown Talk page, I shared the article about her going against all her haters that were body shaming her. So I definitely shared that because I thought it's a relevant topic in today's society, and I wanted to share it with our viewers.
I laughed because I did an early prediction video. That if I had just gone with that early prediction video, I would have had 3 in the top 6. And Canada was one of them. And Canada, Haiti, and Philippines were all in that group. And then I changed the video like literally 12 hours before the show, just of who I liked. And my top 6, I got Philippines. So it was like, dang it! I should have stayed with my original prediction. All right, so we're down to top 3. We've got Colombia, Haiti, and Miss France. When those 3 were standing there, who stood out to you, and what made you stand out, or what made them stand out for you?
I definitely felt like it was going to definitely be between France and Haiti. They've both given really good answers on their first round, and I was expecting, just as great round 2 with their final question. And when I heard France's answer, I was like, she's it. She's the winner. I just knew it. I just had that gut initial feeling that she was the winner.
Yeah. Now today, Raquel, Miss Haiti, came back to Miami before she goes to Haiti. And so she's been on TV all day long today, like on every news station.
Wow.
The news has been covering her, so she's been on almost every news station, just talking about that moment when they were holding hands, and it was the two of them. And she, she looked at Miss France, and she's like, "So this is really great." And Miss France looked at her and said, "We both speak French, so we can speak and no one will know what we're saying." so, so, so then they were talking, they were actually speaking in French while they were standing there, in those last couple of minutes. And they
so
had,
cool.
yeah, well, and they were grouped together. They had the same chaperone. They had an interpreter with them the entire time. So they had gotten really close. And based on what Raquel said today, she said that basically she just said, Miss Haiti said, "I don't care which one of us wins. I'm really just thrilled that we're both standing here." So, hey Taylor, what's up? We're doing a recap of Miss Universe, so hang tight. We've got other people that are coming on. Hopefully everybody will. Right now, I don't see any of our other. Well, let me look really quick. I don't see anybody else. I know Burgundy just messaged me, and she said she was having a hard time logging on. So, let me check Facebook. Okay, so tell me a little bit about just, what you're looking forward to now that Frances won, and what do you think is going to be her biggest attribute going forward and being able to make a difference and hopefully, become what I said to Deshauna in a video chat was, you're an international ambassador. This is actually your opportunity. Definitely. So tell me about what you think, is going to be one of the challenges for Miss France, or one of the things that's going to be able to be the best attribute for her.
Well, I think a good attribute for her is, since she's a people person, through being a dentist and everything, I think that that's going to really help her. And I'm just really excited to see what she does with the crown, what charity she works with hands-on and everything like that.
Cool. Hold on. Oops. Sorry. People are like messaging me. I'm like, I'm live. Okay. No, I think that's great. And I mean, honestly, it's good. Well, and the thing is that she's going to get back to New York, and New York Fashion Week starts on the 11th. So,
right.
Immediately she's going to be thrown into everything that I felt. I don't know about you, but I've gotten to know Pia over the last year, so that was a little hard for me to think of Pia not being, because I was there when she was crowned. I was there, and I've interviewed her several times, so it was like, okay. But Pia had, like, I don't know, 6 weeks to kind of detox, get to New York, get settled in, and I don't know for any of the viewers if you understand. So when you win Miss Universe, within, like, at 2:00 in the morning after you win Miss Universe, you are given an hour to be able to tell your family and your friends, "I love you, thank you for supporting me, this is fantastic." Meanwhile, someone is in your room picking up all of your luggage and taking it onto an airplane, and you are immediately flown to New York City to live in your new home in the Miss Universe apartment. So, your life immediately stops being your life, and you immediately become Miss Universe for 365 days. And with Pia had a little bit of overlap where they did it right before the holidays, so she still went right to New York, but she had a little bit of time before she got thrown into Fashion Week and having to deal with all of the fun that entails too. So,
right.
So what do you think? Now going forward, I mean, I know you're going to keep competing in pageants. What are your goals as far as competing, and where do you see yourself, in 5 years?
Well, I'm definitely going to do a few Miss Division pageants because I just love pageantry. It has helped me grow my confidence because I actually have Asperger's, which is autism. So it really helped me come out of my shell. So I'm planning on doing a few Miss pageants, looking for scholarship pageants because I'm graduating in May from undergrad and looking at getting in grad school. So, and then I hope Yes, I finally got my date today, so I'm very excited. But I'm also hoping that I can still be involved like Crown Talk because I have loved every single opportunity that Burgundy has presented to me. I mean, I am so lucky to say that I'm going to be able to go to Miss America this year as a Crown Talk intern for press.
We're going. You and I'm going. Well, I don't know for sure, but it is my goal. I was invited to Fall Fashion Week
Mm-hmm.
in New York City, which is the same time as Miss America. So what I'm
Right.
hoping I'm going to be able to do is do both. So I'll be able to, because
Mm-hmm.
Miss America is a bucket list item. So I'm hoping. I told Burgundy that I would love if I can play on her friend's team and go too. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'm okay with getting credentials if I can get them for Miss Universe, but for anybody
Right.
Miss MAO, if you're out there, we love you. I was a director for several years. I love MAO too, even though I competed in USA. But
I work for a prelim actually, no, I actually aged out before I got the opportunity to. So I've been with the Miss Macon Scholarship Organization for like the past 2 years, and actually I'm gonna get to go to Forum in March as a representative of the Miss Macon Scholarship Organization. So I'm pretty excited.
yay! Well, if you need any help, if you want any, feedback, if you want to come on and practice, if you want to practice interview, you let me know, and I absolutely would love to have you back, and we can practice. And that's one of the things I love about this format is it allows us to kind of interact with each other in a way that you would just like if you were in the press dealing with the press, or if you were in personal interview, or even on stage interview, because whatever comes out of your mouth right now is being saved for eternity on YouTube. So whatever you say, it's there forever. It can't be written.
You're right.
Maybe it can be edited.
Maybe.
So, all right. So, any last comments? I just saw that Burgundy popped on, so I want to let Burgundy have an opportunity to come on and talk a little bit too. So,
No, I want to thank you for this opportunity. This was great, and I greatly appreciate your assistance.
no, fantastic. Thank you for coming on. I'm so super excited to have anybody from Crown Talk come on and be able to share their experiences just in pageantry, and I love your feedback. I think it was too positive, but you gave me your honest opinion, which is important too. Yeah, go Jen! So tell everybody again your name and your title, and then also who you intern with.
My name is Jennifer Martin. I'm America's reigning legend charter sister, and I'm a platinum exclusive Miss Intern for Crown Talk with Burgundy.
Fantastic. All right, Jen, I appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and tag Burgundy in, and just stay in the chat, ask questions if you want to, and we'll go from there, okay? Thanks for joining us.
Okay, will do. You're welcome. Bye.
All right, here's our next guest, guys. We appreciate you guys. If you got any questions out there about Miss Universe, about what happened during the Miss Universe pageant, if you got any questions about the system, please ask. I will try to answer it. Again, we're just asking that you keep everything PC if it is at all possible. We want this to be about positive pageantry. Look at my beautiful pageant sister. Wait, I put sparklies on and you didn't. Hold on.
You did it. I got earrings.
Because last time you were all dressed up, I was like, okay, I've got to step it up a little bit because Burgundy is going to look like fab, and I've got to make sure that, I pull it together.
I look fab here. Fabulous here.
You look fab just the way you are, babe. You are beautiful just the way you are.
I told you I was not going to have makeup on, so I put makeup on and did my hair. It's in curls with my earrings, then my cute plain shirt.
On fleek, yeah. It's funny because I told you, I was in my pajamas an hour ago. Actually, technically, I was in my pajamas 20 minutes ago, like 5 minutes before we went on. So, hi guys, how are you? Thank you. This is Pageantry Now. We're doing a Miss Universe recap show, and I'd like to introduce our next guest. You tell us all about you. Tell us who you are, what you do, what do you want to be when you grow up.
Well, my name is Burgundy Mallory. and so weird because I really want 16 World Universal Beauty 18 to 28, but I just recently gave up my title to the new title holder. I am the CEO, president, editor on Talk with Burgundy radio talk show and magazine, and I'm so excited to be here on pageantry now. But also, when I grow up, I want to actually be the CEO of my own children's hospital. That's something nobody knows about me.
Wait. What was that again? One more time?
I want to be the CEO of my own children's hospital.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Hey, Kylan. Hi, Lily, really quick. Hi, Ivory. Thank you. Philip, thank you for your comments. That's wonderful.
Yes,
we appreciate
thank
it.
you.
We appreciate it. All right, so tell me what you loved about Miss Universe. What worked well with the show this year?
Well, with Miss Universe, it was a really good production. You know how I feel on that. And I think, honestly, I love the sisterhood that each one of the girls had, especially in the background when they were showing little clips about them showing their different stance and point of views on different conversations. Also, another thing that I liked about Miss Universe this year, got my notes.
She has lots of notes, so be ready,
Yeah.
Okay, everybody?
With
With lots of notes, which is good. I like that. That's important. Oh, do we lag out? No freezing. No freezing. I miss you too. Oh, Burgundy, come back. Ugh. You know, I love technology, but technology doesn't love me all the time. It's always so hard to be able to do this because we have issues where sometimes it just lags out and we got no control. So we lost Burgundy, or let me wait for her. Burgundy, do me a favor, log out and then log back in. 252 days is a crowdie. Lily for the win. Ivory's been one for over a year. And her dad picked the winner again. Yeah, she was telling me that her dad came in like the last few minutes and went, "Yep, I'm great, Ivory. How are you?" We're doing a recap of the Miss Universe pageant that happened on Sunday. So we're trying to keep all the conversation about the pageant. So feel free to ask any questions or make any comments that you want about the pageant, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. If you've got questions about the Miss Universe system, please ask them if you can. Hopefully we'll get Burgundy to pop back in again. She froze up, so I gotta make sure. Hey, Madison, how are you? And Maddie, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. I see you guys. Thank you for being here. It's good to see. Hey, it's good to see all of my friends. I haven't seen you guys in a while. There's Burgundy. She's back. All right, let's try this one more time. Please stand by. We're experiencing technical issues. One of our representatives will be with you momentarily. Oh, don't you love technology? Isn't it awesome?
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
Oh, love it. You have it a little easier because you get to see it. So when I'm on the air on the phone, I'm like, so is it going to go off or is it not going to go off? And then once I see that no one's on the air, then I start stalling for them.
Wow. Yeah, no, and it happens though. Like there's no, and you got no control over it. I mean, there's no way to know. And I mean, with me, at least if there's dead air, I can talk to the audience. But with you, because you're doing phone conversations, if you've got dead air, it's like, so I'm just going to talk to myself for a little while.
Yes, it's the best part.
All right. But, so tell me what you liked. Tell me what you liked about Miss Universe.
Okay. So I think it stopped from where I was talking about Steve Harvey. I love how they played on what happened last year, and Pia got to bring out glasses for him to look at, and then I love how they actually called Miss Columbia out, and they called
and then they called Philippines. Oh my gosh, I was totally.
But I love how they called the girls back to back. That was really.
Yeah, no, I went, they did not just do that. That was one of my texts on the site. I was like, yes, they called them in that order. Really? But it was good. It was good. So, I like the fact that they made fun of it, and I like that Steve kept his humor going. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what else did you like?
Let's see, another thing that I did like the top three girls. Now, unfortunately, I can't really remember what was really special about Columbia. Whichever girl is definitely special. I didn't really couldn't tell you anything. But I do like how they color coordinate. Where all three top three finalists, they all had their gold dresses on. That was really cute. Another thing that I liked is that Canada, she was different than the normal Miss Universe. She didn't about how she like her size or anything. As long as she knows that she was healthy, she was fabulous. She got up there, she worked herself in bikini wear, in her evening wear. I loved it all, and I'm glad that a lot of people accepted her for her. Now, unfortunately, some people didn't, and you know what? That's just how our society is today. They have this certain image that they think this universe should, and you know what? That's not what pageantry is about. It's about finding your personal inner beauty, and that's what she had on stage. She was like, you know what? This is how I look, and this is how I'm gonna go out there. If you don't like, well, I'm Miss Canada anyway, so.
14 years ago, I was the very first delegate for a plus size pageant for the state of Texas. 14 years ago.
Oh.
Which I gotta tell you, I had a huge problem with people not taking me serious. So here I am in Texas, which in the United States is like the mecca of pageantry. And people are going, oh, sweetheart, that's wonderful. Where did you buy that crown and that sash? I'm like, I want it. And they're like, no, seriously, where can I get one? I'm like, you can enter a pageant and get one and win it. That would be great. So for me to see 14 years later that transpire to the Miss Universe stage, to me, the thing that I loved was, yes, there's diversity. The Miss Universe organization is highlighting diversity. Women don't come in every shape, size, and color, and I think that we need to embrace that as a planet. So for us to be able to go beyond that, and having Ashley Graham as a co-host, the first plus size
love her
swimsuit Sports Illustrated cover model ever is there on, backstage doing emceeing with Steve. I think was such a huge movement forward to changing our views of pageantry in general. Well, I mean, I think our views, your and mine, are on the same place, but the rest of the world doesn't see pageants quite the same way. So, but to me, you don't have to be a size 2 to be able to change the world. And so I think that was, and honestly, in my early predictions video, Canada was there, Haiti was there, Philippines was there, which, when it came down to the final 3, I was like, well, I guess we should have stayed with those original predictions. Oh well, I can't control it. Okay, so what do you think didn't work?
Okay, well, I definitely think that production was a little different this year. I think it could have been stronger, even though I love the production, having Boys to Men come out there, the ladies and everything. I just don't think the ladies, especially in their different competition, in bikini wear, in their evening gown, I don't think they had enough time to be on stage. I know when I was reporting live for Crown Talk with Burgundy, I was trying to keep our Snapchat fans up, and it was hard to try to hurry up, try to send it, and hurry up and send it, because they were on camera for like 10 seconds, and I know if we only saw that, what were the judges looking at? Because when they announced, okay, Miss Venezuela or Miss Kenya, you looked up, and then as soon as they looked down, they were on to the next person. They barely got to actually see her model, see how poised and graceful she was, and see if maybe she had an attitude, or did she smile, did she not smile, did she look at the judges? How can you do that in 10 seconds? So I think they could have worked a little bit better on that. I know that they could have worked better on having a togetherness as MCs. As much as I love both of the MCs, they were wonderful. I think that, of course, the timing, they just had a lot of timing issues. Of course, me and you have talked about this previously before being on here.
There were some technical issues.
With the top 9 and them showing, and, the co-host not knew that it was already shown, and we were like, well, there's the top 9, but a lot of people didn't see that. But as us being pageant gurus in the pageant industry, we kind of that. But it's just things that you have to work and grow from, and everybody has to do it, so I don't fault them for it. So I mean, hey, next year I mean, what pageant goes really smoothly? Let's really get down to brass tacks.
Honestly,
what really
they
goes
don't.
smoothly?
And I mean, and the fact that, I mean, that's the thing that always amazes me is that kudos to the Miss Universe organization and to the Miss American organization, because they are able to take exactly 3 hours or 2 hours, depending on which show they're doing, put it on national television or international television, and have every commercial break lined up, and for the most part, no glitches. I mean, you and I have competed in many systems, and when does a pageant ever start on time? Never. When does it end on time? Never.
You're right.
Jennifer goes, yes! It's true, though. It's true.
I mean, hey, if it starts and ends sometimes, kudos to you, because it's hard to get so many girls at the same time, and then something may happen in the back that the audience doesn't see. Things could have probably gone. The girls running back and forth to get changed, and trying to fix hair, and then get them on there, and they've got to be smiling. And especially at Miss Universe at 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, they had to be up because the Miss Universe was in the Philippines live at 6 a.m. is when they went live for the show for it to be 7 p.m. here on Monday morning. Yeah. So their call time was 3 a.m. for hair and makeup. So not only do these girls have to look fantastic at 6 o'clock in the morning and be ready, but then they've got 5 minutes to go backstage after they've come out and done, they now know that they're in the top 13, and they have to try to put on a swimsuit and make sure that everything is exactly in place, their makeup is done. And for those of you that are familiar with pageants, yes, there is butt glue. And there's a reason that you have butt glue, so that people see the best parts of your bathing suit and not the not good parts of your bathing suit. So there's a lot of stuff that for people that are watching a pageant don't realize goes on back behind the curtains. I always say it's like Oz. There's this magic thing that happens backstage that you're unfamiliar with. We lost Burgundy again, so let me wait and let me see if I can get her to guest in. One of our other guests just came in. Let me hi Ryan, how are you? I'm glad you're here. I'm going to let Burgundy finish up, and then I'm going to go ahead and tag you in so that you can make your comments too. But feel free to make comments in the chat if you want to, Ryan. You can chat, and then we'll go live with you in just a minute, okay? Yay! Okay, so I agree with you that it went really fast. Like it went. If I were judging, there's no way I could have judged that quickly.
Yeah, it did. And then the last two things I want to hurry up and say, because I know you have someone else special to come on here, but I didn't like that Miss Kenya got an onstage question about something that was going on in the USA with our president election of President Trump being elected. Now, I understand everybody has different point of views on the presidential election. That's completely fine with everybody. However, I mean, I understand that as Miss Universe, you have to know what is going on in the different states and the different countries. You have to know. And do I think it was a fair question on one end? No. Do I think it's a fair question on the other end? Kind of, because if she was, she'd be living here. That would be who the president is. But I think that she kind of fell back on her gossiping. She heard what was going on in the USA, and instead of going with her gut and saying, well, this is a really strong issue that's happening in the USA. Unfortunately, I do not live in the USA, but this is something I would love to learn more about, so I.
Right. Did I lose you again? She froze. No. No. All right, so my comment to Burgundy on that, and I agree with you. There was a lot of controversy for anybody that did not watch the pageant. There were several questions for the top 6 that were asked that were really regarding United States politics, which a lot of people were kind of off put by because of the fact that why would someone have to know about United States politics as Miss Universe? Well, there's two reasons. Number one, you know, Miss Universe comes to live in the United States for a year. They have to be aware of what's going on here to know what to expect when they get here, because this is going to become their country for, no, don't apologize. So it's going to become their country. I'm going to go ahead and tag you back in while I finish this. And then also, too, you have to be up on current events. Again, I worked with two women. Again, I won't tell you who they were. But that was one of the preps that I went into, was asking questions that were controversial about what's going on in the United States. And some of the other coaches would look at me and go, why are you asking them about United States politics? I'm like, because trust me, it's going to come up. Because the questions were not picked by the judges. The questions were, it was taken off of social media. So that's the other point to this. So they have to know what's going on here because they're going to live here.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't control. I mean, if social media asks those questions, those are the ones they randomly pick from social media, or those were the ones that got the biggest hits for them to pick from social media. So, and social media is now the way of the world, whether it's right or wrong.
And to add on to what you were saying, they, as far as, you know, you saying that that's something that they picked out, you know, the other girls could have easily gotten it. It's just the way that she answered it. And a lot of people ask, well, she should have, even if she answered it that way, she should have been in the top 3. Well, she went with maybe something that one of the judges didn't like her saying. Maybe that, you know, you have to look at everybody's point of view. What were the judges thinking when you said it? What was she thinking? She's not from the USA, so she was listening to most of the gossip that's going on social media and was like, exactly. Okay, I see this, so I'm going to say this. And so it didn't come from her heart, and that's what they want to hear. What comes from her heart, not what's going on social media. What's coming from her heart, and it unfortunately didn't, and that's why she did not advance on. And that's just my opinion why she didn't advance on, because it didn't come from the heart. But, I mean, she still did good. She looked fabulous on stage, so if I was at Miss Universe and I still made the top 6, I'd be so excited.
So I'm going to ask you a controversial question, because we talked about it a little earlier. Did you notice that there was a huge highlight on all of the sponsors this year that was not in previous years? And how did you feel about that?
I didn't notice that there wasn't, like, you know, highlights or anything. But, well, because half the time I was like that. It was looking down, but
yeah, I was trying. For me, I was trying to vote at the same time that I was trying to update our website, and I'm like, I gotta get my vote in first. Oh wait, the site is being crashed because they were getting so many votes. And then I'm going, okay, now I've got to cut and paste, and I've got to cut and paste and cut and paste. Okay, I got everything in social media. So I was this by far and large was I have covered the last 3 Miss Universes live. Mm-hmm. This was the worst for me. I was a basket case, so I had in the middle. I had to take meds. I was like, "There's just no way. I'm not going to make it to top 3. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen."
Luckily, I had interns. You know, if I might have missed something, like I was like, "Okay, wait, who just won the costume? I saw her on there, but I completely missed who they said." And before I knew it, it was already posted on our social media. I was like, yes, so glad that they got it, because I was trying to update Facebook. I had someone else on Instagram, someone else here. I had everybody just everywhere, but still I was trying to vote. Me and Mom were like over there like voting. And of course my dad, you know, he comes in. He doesn't even watch the full pageant. He comes in, and this is a tradition. He's done it since 2009. Strong has gotten Miss USA, Miss Universe, and Miss America girls, the top 3 girls in order, the winner, second, and third. Every time. I don't know how he does it.
Call your dad from now on before I do my prediction videos. I'm going to call you, Dad, I need to know what to do.
I'm telling you, all he did is he came in, he listened to the questions, And he gives me the paper. He puts it on in the front room. He said, "Here's my predictions." I don't. As soon as I turned it around, France was first, and then next was Haiti and Colombia.
So, what did you think of the top three? What was your opinion?
As I said before, Colombia, I don't really remember her. She didn't stand out as I wish she would have, being in the top three. Haiti, I think she favored Cynthia Bailey. In my opinion, she really favored her a lot, but she was really cute. When they answered their question, I feel they kind of got tripped up on that last question.
They were all geeking out. I gotta tell you beforehand, because I video chatted with several of the girls like over the 2 weeks, or I was messaging them on Facebook, and when they found out who their preliminary judges were, they lost it. Like, they were flipping out, and I'm like, they're just people like you. This is not a big deal. Just remember, yes, have they been title holders before? Yes. Have they been on TV? Yeah, I mean, yes, that's going to happen when you have... I was like, oh, okay. I'll just... Flipping out.
Yeah, but you know what? When I look back at it, France, the whole way through, from the day she got there, through interviews, everything was so humble and graceful, and I mean, it was just something about her that glowed through the whole pageant. And everybody has that day, and that was just her night. So when she won, I even had her as my pick. I was like, she's your winner, just something about her. I don't know what it is exactly, but she just had a factor to be Miss Universe. Right. And that's, and another thing is when the girls were walking, and I know that when the first girl came out, Columbia, and she saw Boys to Men, she kind of, I'm not lost it, you could tell, she was like, oh my gosh, they're singing to me. And she was just really into it, and I honestly think for a second there, she was like, she just forgot she was at the pageant. She just literally forgot she was even competing, and she was like, they're singing to me, I got a rose from them, they're holding me, like, that's what I thought about her, and like, she just, I really honestly think that she really forgot, because she didn't even look back at the judges until, like, before the next girl was coming out. I thought it was cute, but of course, the judges were still giving that last look. So, Miss France came out, she smelled her rose, she was so elegant with everything, and then Haiti came out, and she was so elegant. So, altogether, it was really good. So, but I love the top three. I love who Miss France being our Miss Universe. I love that because I speak a little bit of French. That I can go on the social media and just kind of, look and read what she says and try to translate it.
Well, and I was telling Jennifer earlier that Miss Haiti is now here in Miami today. She's here until Sunday when she goes back to Haiti. And so she's been all over the news stations, doing news interviews on internet, on Telemundo, Univision, CBS, ABC here. And everybody keeps asking, so what went on when it was the two of you standing there? And the thing that was great for them, which she said, was that first of all they were grouped together. They had, hey sweetheart, they had an interpreter with them. They had the same chaperone, and so Raquel did an idiotess and said, are you going to be okay? And Miss France looked at Haiti and she grabbed her hand. She says, we both speak French and French, so we can talk and no one will know what we're saying. So as they're standing there holding each other's hands, they're speaking in French to each other. So, which, and Miss Haiti said, she's like, I didn't care. At that point, I really didn't care. I knew this woman. I said, if it's you or if it's me, it doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter. You're my friend, and that's all I care about.
And it looked like Miss France said, you've got this. That's what it looked like when she said, and she might have said it in French. And I was like, she just told her she got this. And then when it was her, it was just one of those special moments where you could tell both of them did not care who won at that moment. It was just like friendship. It was a sister sister thing going on, and they was like, we're just happy that we're in this predicament right now. And then when she won, she was so happy for her. And then Miss France, she was just in shock.
Do you know the worst part is that I because of what happened last year, I couldn't watch. Like, I couldn't watch. Like, I was, well, and because I love Pia so much, I couldn't see her crowning somebody else. I was happy for whoever won. It didn't matter to me. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, these are 86 extraordinary women who are doing amazing things across the world. So it doesn't matter who wins. They're all amazing.
Yes. And
but
another
a little
thing
part of my heart was just going, and it's not Pia anymore. And I was like,
yeah,
okay,
and you know what? It was so amazing to hear that crowd say Pia.
Oh my gosh.
Pia. And I was like,
Pia.
oh my goodness.
And God bless the Philippines. The Philippines treated each and every one of these women like the queens that they were, regardless of what country they were from. They loved each and every one of them. They cheered for them. They made them. At one point, one of the girls that I was coaching, she says, when I met Pia pulled me aside. She says, because people were screaming at her, hey, and saying her name, and she was like, she had never left her country before, so she had never been exposed to anything outside of her country. So Pia's holding her, and she goes, it's okay, you'll get used to it. People here are a little crazy about pageants, but they mean it in a really nice way. And I was like, I mean, they embraced it, they loved it, and to me, the best news was finding out after the show that Pia has been signed with IMG, but now she's going to be working for the Miss Universe organization. So she's staying, so she's still family. So they're not done with her, and we're not either, which I'm really grateful for. So
that's good. That's the best part about being a title holder. Just like in any system, you get to still go back and help who gave you an opportunity to
no, but she got hired by Miss Universe.
International title. Yeah.
She got hired by Miss Universe, so she's
big.
actually going to work in Miss Universe at the main offices. So she's
awesome.
there. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, is she the new Renata? Is she the new Esther? What's going to happen? Because for those of you who don't know, if you've ever watched Facebook Live and you've watched the Miss Universe live feed or the Miss USA live feed when they go live on Facebook Live, Renata or Esther are the two people that are asking questions behind the scenes. So just say hi to them, because their job is really hard at trying to fish through all of the questions and comments that are being said, and they work really hard at trying to juggle their schedules. So I love you guys. So just so you know. All right, last comments. What final comments do you have for us?
Well, I feel that I have pretty much got all my venting and my excitement out of Miss Universe. Thank you for having me on here. I can't wait to go to Miss Universe next year, or I'm hoping that we get to go. The Crown Talk team gets to be invited to, be pressed at Miss Universe next year. Maybe me and you can go. So that's exciting. Fingers crossed.
You can be part of my posse, and I can be part of your posse at Miss America. How does that sound?
Yes, that would be good. Jennifer's going this year, so we all can go together. Red carpet time. Woo, woo.
Woot, woot. That'd be great, right? Okay, so thank you so much. That'd be great. All right, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Appreciate it. We appreciate your opinions, so I will talk to you soon. Okay, love?
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, I hope that Ryan is still in the audience. Oh, I don't see him. I don't know if he popped out or not. Let me see really quick. He is not. Oh my goodness. All right, so let me see, hold on. Let me check really quick on Facebook. Thank you, Burgundy. Thank you, Jennifer. Hold on. So thank you, Jennifer and Burgundy from Crown Talk with Burgundy, for being on the show and just giving me your overviews. I think it was great to be able to, I've never done it this format where we've tried to do a couple of different people at a time. Our other guest just messaged me that he's stuck at work, so Do either one of you want to come back on and just give your wrap up of this, or do you want me to wrap up Miss Universe this year? You let me know. You guys tell me in chat. Pick me, pick me. Because we got like 10 minutes, so we can do 10 minutes really quick. So, by the way, thank you, Mo, for being here. I appreciate it. I appreciate anybody. I know there have been a couple of people that have come in and said hi, and then they've popped out. So, Jen, you want to come back on? Hi, Natalie. How are you? And hi.
Hi.
Are you gonna? I gotta see. Very seldom do I have people that come on the show that know how YouNow works. So it's like, yay! I can have you come on and you know how it works. I don't feel because I'm always like, okay, so you've got to set up an account, and then this is what happens. And so maybe we should have you host the show maybe one day a week where you can come on. And because you're you're the YouNow demographic. Okay, Burgundy, I'm not stealing your girl. I'm just saying if she ever wants to, and Burgundy too, if you ever want to come on and host, you let me know. Because I'm always up for that. Because you guys have a different. Burgundy's like, yay! Okay, all right. So hearing but your opinions, my opinions, Burgundy's opinions. What is your wrap up of it? What do you think?
Well, I think Miss Universe does have some strengths. They just had to work out the few kinks, like with, leaving the top 13, strained out. And maybe they need to bring back the gracefulness of evening gown and the modeling portion of swimsuit. I think that's mostly it. Otherwise, it's a pretty good production. Like you said, any pageant organization that is able to do a pageant for 2 to 3 hours, have everything pretty much laid out, and go off without a hitch, they get credit.
And I mean, and honestly, I mean, that was the thing last year. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that Steve Harvey made a mistake. And I was like, do you know how many pageants I go to where something is like, oops? I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it happened at the biggest pageant ever, but honestly, it's the first time in the history of Miss Universe, so I think we're okay.
You should see smaller pageants would have happened. Really?
No, it's never happened in pageantry ever. I mean, I have yet to. Ryan just popped on really quick. Let me pop Ryan in because I promised he's at work. So let me take him really quick and then we'll do a recap. Okay. Okay. This is my friend Ryan Tam. I'm going to do an intro for him really quick. He designs amazing crowns. In fact, he designs crowns that maybe you have seen on some of the delegates for Miss Universe. So I'm always curious to hear his opinion about what he sees and the way he sees it, because he sees it from a totally different perspective than we do. We see it from the competitor side, where he sees it as from the designer side, and he gets to know the girls on a different level. So I'm always really, we lost him, Ryan. Hold on one second, let me try one more time. It's easier if you're connected to Wi-Fi. If you can't connect, it's okay. We'll try it one more time. Just click that yes, you want to go live. So accept the inviting guest. Technology. Wait. Hold on. Let's try one time. And by the way, anybody that's watching, please fan back all of the people that have been on the show. Fan our show if you're not a fan already. We want to hear from you. We want to be able to hear your opinions. We do the shows on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Usually we have one guest instead of many guests, where we have one title holder that comes on and talks about their reign and what they're doing and how they're changing their world using a crown. But this is a special show where we're able to kind of go over, for us, for anybody that competes in pageantry or is involved in pageantry, Miss Universe is like the Super Bowl of pageants. So it's fantastic when we can kind of get together and share our stories. All right, it's not working. I don't know if you're on your And for those of you that don't know, there's a little button that's got a triangle in it. Share those. Capture those moments as many times as you possibly can. The more you capture it, the more viewers that it invites to the show so they can see us. And then the little, the less than, greater than, less than. If you click on that, that actually shares it to any of your fans as well. So, I don't think it's going to work. Oh, man. Try it one more time. I want you guys to meet Ryan. Because you did Iceland's crown, right? No response. Yeah, I saw. He actually, like, makes the crowns, like, for real. Yeah, no response. Yeah. Oh, no. And he's my friend from Miami. He lives here in Miami, so I always think it's cool to be able to... Dang it, it's not working. I'm sorry. Ryan, do you want to just give us in chat? Do you want to chat and tell us what you thought about Miss Universe? Bergen, do you want to come on and do a recap really quick, or are you good? Have you said everything, or did something else come up that you might want to share? And Jen, I'm sorry I interrupted you. So anyways, you guys can look for Reallandia if you go to Reallandia on Facebook and look at some of the crowns that are there. It's okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. Overall, I gotta say, you're good. I think that the show is fantastic. I think that the Philippines did an amazing job at being amazing hosts. I think that Pia was the ultimate queen in being able to make all of the contestants feel welcome. I think the Miss Universe organization is doing an amazing job at being able to promote, diversity, promote positivity, promote loving you, which I think is so important. I love you. I love you guys so much. And I think that it's a great sign as to where the Miss Universe organization is leading us as the Super Bowl of pageants to changing the way that we see pageantry all over the world. And I think that, again, having the job of Miss Universe when I was a child, you were an international ambassador to every country. So I'm really hoping that we can restore that ideal that Miss Universe is an international ambassador. She goes from country to country to country, changing lives, bringing awareness to AIDS awareness, and then also HIV, and then also, whatever it is that is her particular cause that she wants to be able to work with. And we don't always get to highlight those amazing journeys that these women are going through and that they're doing and changing their countries and changing the lives of others. So I think that the show this year really highlighted their personal lives, and I think that that's fantastic. I would like it to be slower. I agree with everybody in that it would be better if they slowed down the walk and they slowed down the swimsuit, and that evening gown really needed to be about, giving us an opportunity to see, their beauty and their grace. So, wait, oh, I hear Ryan. I hear Ryan. I hear you. Yeah, you're here.
Hi.
Oh my gosh.
Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I hear you perfect. Oh my gosh.
No, I just came home because I was stuck at work, and then I have some mishap with the phone. So I was like, oh, I'm getting old. I don't know these technology things. This is the first time I've been on YOUNOW.
Isn't this cool though? Isn't this neat?
Yeah, it's cool. Awesome. It's so good. Congratulations! It's a great thing. It's a great tool to share with everybody.
Yeah, I learned about it last year on the red carpet at Miss Universe. Ruba Wilson was actually doing this while he was walking the red carpet, and he pulled me into his show, and he says, "You got to try this." And I'm interviewing him live on his YOUNOW, and I went,
Right.
"Oh, this is great! I got to try this." And I've been doing it ever since I got back. So
Wow.
I love it. I'm having a great time doing it. So
Yeah.
right, so what did you love about Miss Universe this year? What were your favorite highlights?
Okay, so my favorite is actually something that I'm ancient, so I love things in the past. I think I like that they brought back the portion where they individuals that made it to the top 13. I think it's fantastic. I think you got to know the girls a little bit more. I think you got to be more personal with all the semifinalists, not just the winner or not just the top 3 or top 5. You got to know more about them,
All of them.
more personalities. The way that they speak, the way that they carry themselves. I think is a great way to know more about the girls and to really understand who they are. I also like a lot about how they choose the girls this year. It's not just you know um, about beauty. It's more about the substances. How they're interviewed. You see a lot of girls that didn't get in, and a lot of I was afraid to open Instagram when I saw the top 13 because I know the people is gonna explode. And then when I announced the top 9, I was like, oh my God, Indonesia didn't get in. I'm not gonna open Instagram to the end of the show because I was like so afraid because I'm sure it's like a lot of people like, oh my God, why didn't they? But I think a lot of people don't understand, like you and me like in the behind the scenes, a lot of girls, they look pretty, but they're lacking something that we don't see. If you interview them, if you talk to them, that
Right.
they're great girls. They're all great girls. They accomplished to represent the country. It's just that they lack, some of them lack maturity. Some of them like certain sparks that doesn't strike the judges, and I think this year they pay more attention to that kind of qualities than just physical beauty. So which I really like about that this year.
Yeah, no, and I think that, just so that you get, Ryan, do you want to introduce yourself so that everybody knows who you are really quick?
Sure. My name is Ryan, and I run a company in India, and I make pageant crowns, and I've been covering the Miss Universe pageant for years, and we used to have the crown shop in Hong Kong. That actually is my brother's company, but we went to different pageants and covered different pageants. Like the first one that we covered actually was Miss World 2002, which was in Hong Kong, where I'm from. And then I'm living in Miami. Actually, Stacey and I should get together more often and do this because,
we live
like the same...
like 20 minutes away. Yeah.
Exactly. We should do this like together instead of like doing this. It's great now. We do this, on a webcam, which is perfect. It's not even a webcam; it's a phone, so which is perfect. But yeah. But now I'm in Miami. I'm running in Relandia, which is a crown maker, and but we also have a good Instagram following. So on pageants, I don't do a lot of crowns on Instagram. I do a lot more pageants related news and critique and things like that on Instagram. So. Yeah.
You were my pageant buddy 2 years ago at Miss Universe here.
Yeah.
Honestly, because we actually met because of his brother, which I looked at him and I went, "You look just like a friend of mine." And he went, "What? How do you know that?" And then I was like, "Oh my gosh." So
I know it's so weird because like you and Chuck were like friends forever. You and then of course I was involved in the business on that side of business. I'm more into the news and reporting and coverage of pageants. So of course I've never been to the US then. So I haven't met you, but it was so meant to be because 2 years ago we went. Well, let's tell the audience. Covered the Miss Universe 2014, 15. The 63rd Miss Universe. It was the same
14,
thing.
14.
Yeah, 14. But it was so mixed up. It was like this year because the pageant was in January, so it's sort of like kind of.
Everyone's
but
like,
anyway,
it's 17. We're like, no, it's 16. Trust us.
Yeah, and then we met at the first time we met was at the press junket, I believe.
Press
and you were
junket.
so
It was
nice.
press
You told me about the mic and how it works, and you were so nice about it. And then we kind of bond that day. And then like 2 days later at the I think it's the preliminary competition or something. And then we were like talking and you're like, oh, you kind of sound like or look like someone that I know. And we talk, we hug, and we kind of like lost brothers and sisters or lost friends for a long time because we just met. We like, oh my God, we knew each other, and then so it was really fun. It was really amazing.
It was great.
I love
Yeah.
how pageants like bond people together. It's just amazing.
No, I mean that's honestly what to me has been the most magical part of this experience is that like the relationships now that I have with these people that I mean I wouldn't have met you if it hadn't been for doing this, and I would never. I mean, it was just the crazy connection? What are the chances that you would live in Miami, that I would have known your brother from when I was in Texas, that, I mean, and he, and he was in Hong Kong, and then that we would see each other. I mean, just weird, just wild and crazy.
It's very weird. And now you're in Miami, and then I just moved here like 3 years ago, and I got married here. That's why I'm here. So, it's just it's so meant to be. So,
did you make any of the crowns for any of the title holders?
This year, no. No, I made, it's funny, I made one for Miss Iraq that was all over the news, but she never made it to the pageant.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, so I did a couple local pageants in the States, in Louisiana, in Texas. So
Burgundy, share the information. This guy is amazing. I mean, honestly, he's amazing.
Thank you.
I mean,
thank you.
Yeah, honestly, quality like I have never seen. So
yeah.
Anyways, okay. So what you like the fact that you got to know them, which we agree was fantastic. It was great to be able to see their personalities, to have them interviewed before top 5, because that's always made me a little crazy. Is that how can I pick somebody if I've never spoken to them? And previously they didn't have a combination. Like this year was the first year that the preliminary judges, some of them also were on the finals panel. Normally it's 2 separate panels. So at least they had the opportunity to get to know them a little bit better.
Yeah.
A couple of them.
And I think it's better this way that, because like during Trump era, I call it Trump era, that, the back in the days when they have 2 separate panels, the judges don't really, I mean, you just see the final of how they're like. I mean, you don't really see, previously how they perform during the competition. I mean, all 3 weeks they're competing, equally. I mean, every day you have to compete in top form. I think, being a Miss Universe contestant, Miss World contestant, or in important pageants, every day you have to be, performing. You have to be in,
it's a full-time job. It doesn't stop. It's a full-time job. It's something that you're constantly on.
It's the first test of your stamina to be able to be a title holder. I mean, you're a title holder. You're title holders. You hold many titles. You know what it means to do something. You have to reach out to a lot of people. It's hard work, and like a lot of girls that come into the pageant, they don't know Miss Universe is a tough job. They don't know that it's actually you have to wake up really early, you have to work out, you have to meet people, you have to go to different events, you have to go to different countries, different pageants, and judging and fashion shows and events. A lot of people think Miss Universe is like or pageant title holders in general is like a fairy tale. It's not. It's really it's a big responsibility, and I think being in a pageant for 2 or 3 weeks is actually a big test for them and see if they can actually do the job.
Well, and that's one of the things now. Like I'm actually doing media prep for. I was on 2 teams this year. I won't say which teams they were. I will say that one of them may or may not have been the top 3. But I won't say who. But we worked on media presence and understanding. Right. Some of these women have never left their countries. They have no exposure to what is about to happen. And you and I know, having been part of the media circus, when you have media day is a frenzy. And the girls are thrown into the middle of a ring like a bunch of horses, which I hate to make the correlation, but literally they're thrown into a round robin area, and they're sent out, and media will either talk to them or they won't. And if you don't come up and say, hi, I am, they're not going to interview you and they're not going to care. And the thing that most of these girls don't understand is that the Miss Universe staff is in there watching this interaction, because they want to see how these girls are going to be able to take on a situation where they're thrown into the media. And I keep trying to explain, you've got to be that person that walks forward. You've got to be the person that walks up to the to the press and go, hi, my name is Stacy and I'm representing the United States. So what would you like to know about me? And people are like, wait, I can't do that. And I'm like, you're going to have to get ready to, because otherwise, because Paula, for those of you who don't know, the CEO of, president of Miss Universe, Paula Shugart, stands at the back of the room and watches Media Day as it happens. And she wants to see that interaction and how these women are interacting. And if it can be overwhelming. It's overwhelming for us as the press. I can't imagine being in the middle of that and having to deal with that. And in the Philippines, it had to have been insane.
Yeah, you have to face the fans, you have to face the press, and the media is crazy this year. Like, they have so much coverage because in the Philippines. So they have to, like, they have to be like, oh, that's so sweet. I love you, Stacy. Everybody loves you. You're amazing. So yeah, so I think that this year they did a really good job in that kind of sense. That I didn't like last year so much because I think the panel was only like 3 or 4 people at the
it was
in
the
final.
first year that they did the live voting, and I think that they were not sure how that would throw everything off. So the last year there were 4 judges.
Yeah.
So
and
it was trying to think 4.
Yeah, 4. I think
Emmett,
4.
Perez. I interviewed them. Oh my gosh, isn't it horrible? My brain just shut down. I'm like,
I think there's only 4.
Charlie Puth. No, Charlie Puth was on stage. Never mind. Okay, I'm like, they're 4. My brain is not working.
There were 4 judges.
Olivia Culpo was one of the judges.
Yeah. But it was too much. It was too little. And this year, I think it was 6, right?
6.
Yeah, it's much better. I think you need to have enough judges to
and more diversity. Yeah,
more diversity, and then kind of dilute the score a little bit. Not one judge dominated the scoring, because sometimes one judge can be like, I give 9.99 to Venezuela and then 6.66 to Philippines, and that would make a big difference. So I think if you have that kind of system where you have more judges, the the result would be a lot more fair.
Well, and then too, having the ability for people on the internet to vote. I mean, if you've got an entire nation voting for one person, well, depending on the population of the nation, that's really going to change how many votes that particular how many particular votes that country gets. So that's going to offset things too. So I think that by adding a couple more judges, it's going to add to that too. Overall, how was your opinion of the way that they did swimsuit and evening gown?
I didn't like it. I thought it was too rushed. Like everybody else was saying, I was kind of listening back and forth because like you were putting me in, and then my husband called me, so I had to answer the call. Well, I heard a little bit of everybody else saying. I agree. It is too rushed. I don't like the grouped, 3 and 2. I mean, they have only like 10. It's not like 50 girls. They have time in. And the funny thing is, they have 3 hours instead of 2, which traditionally is only 2 hours.
More time to give us time to know them, to get to know them. But I feel also too that it really, again, I stated it earlier, this was the hardest top 13 for me emotionally, because I was like, can we just get to top 13 so that I can calm down?
Yeah. Like Miss Universe, like every time when they announced the top 13, top 6, top 9, my heart is pounding because it's so hard, it's so difficult. And in fact, in the beginning of the competition, days before the pageant, I told my friends, I was like, this is going to be a lot of surprise this year, because the quality is so diverse, but it's so everybody has their strength. There's no one or two. Well, actually, there's a couple to stand out, but that's it. In my head, it was only France and Colombia that stood out from the beginning.
Right.
But then it was right neck and neck. It's so difficult to choose. Some of them have more strength in some area than the other ones. So it was very difficult. It was just I knew
really
that was
hard. I had done a prediction video 4 weeks ago, and I had done 7 girls, and it turns out that 3 of those made it to the top 6. I did a prediction video 12 hours before pageant, and only 1 of them made it. So I was like, I guess I should have stayed with my original predictions. I mean, there's no. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
there's no way to
Mhm.
know, and
Yeah.
we don't know what the judges see in an interview. We don't know what.
Mhm.
I mean, other than what we see that in the we see in the press or
Yeah.
we see during
Mm.
preliminaries.
Mhm.
So
And how the preparation is like, some of the girls, for example, Barbados. I love Barbados. Like, when she first came out, like, and I was like, oh my God, this girl rocking. I hope that she makes it because it's the first time that they would have make it if, she makes it. And then, days after days, she looked kind of tired and, her the way that she herself is not strong enough. And preliminary, oh my God, I just didn't like her dress and she walked like as if her arms was like not moving. So I was like, oh my God, she's not going to make it. So yes, things like that happens. There's a lot of girls that lack proper preparations. And I think that, you and I know, like, being in a pageant, it's very important to prepare. You cannot just go in and then compete.
no,
You
I
have
agree.
to, yeah. So,
I agree. And there were a lot of
um,
girls that this was essentially their second pageant. And they won their national pageant and then they went to Miss Universe. And I'm going,
and a
wow.
lot of girls actually competed in different pageants before. Like Panama was in Miss International 2011. Haiti won, I forgot which pageant, Miss Grand International or something.
It was in Bolivia. Miss International something. It was in Bolivia.
Oh no, the Reina Hispanoamericana, the Hispanic American Queen.
Yes,
That's right.
yes, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, she was second. I think she placed second in that pageant. There's a lot of girls that actually had pageant experience, which helps them a lot. I
Right.
think if you've been in a pageant, you know how it works. Somehow. So, and if you compete in pageants like Miss USA, Miss Venezuela, Miss Colombia, those are really strenuous pageants. Even if you never compete in other pageants, you know how they're like.
They're gonna do well. Yeah, I mean, and their coaches, their coaching staff, and their directors are really strong. So it's like that if they don't make the top 13 or top 15, something must have been really wrong for them not to, because those teams are like the ones that always stick out to me are Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico, Puerto Rico, USA, Philippines. I mean, it's just like I mean, honestly, they just have really, really strong. I mean, in South America, they take and Asia as well. Take pageantry totally different than we do here stateside.
In Thailand, had like 17 luggages. I don't know whether she wore everything.
Deshauna only brought 4 bags. I was like, Miss USA brought 4 bags. I was like, military packing for the win.
I know. What do you think of Miss USA? Like, what do you think of her?
Okay. I'm gonna give my personal opinion, and I'm really biased because I know her. I've gotten to know her since Miss USA, and I've interviewed her several times. My heart broke a little bit, but I don't know. Burgundy and I spoke a little bit about it over the phone earlier. I think she was kind of in her head a little bit. I know that this year was a very big deal for her because she wanted to win Miss USA because she wanted to do that for her mom. Her mom was going through cancer treatments and couldn't be at Miss USA, and then she passed away a few months later. And so I know that she roomed with Curacao because Curacao had lost her father to cancer too. So they kind of had this bond. But I think that to some degree, she shined. I mean, every time Deshauna takes the stage, there's something about her that just always makes me feel happy and feel great. And I think that she did. And I mean, it just wasn't the right time. And that's okay. I think she's okay with that. I mean, I honestly, there was a clip yesterday that she shared on her private page as Deshauna was. Yeah, yes, exactly, Burgundy. Yes, I think it affected her performance. I think that maybe her brain, when they did the recap of the moms and how your mom helped affected your life, I think that maybe somewhere in her brain there might have been that moment where she was just thinking about not her mom not being there, not being part of this journey for her. And Deshauna, if you watch this, I want you to know I love you. I know today's your mom's birthday. I love you very much, and I want you to know that she's always with you no matter what. So if you watch it, my love to you very much. And I think
And I have another question for you.
Okay.
I have another question for you. Actually,
Okay.
I know that you've been working on, for a long time now, body images, and I think that's great. I think that's, we need to have diversity. We need to celebrate different forms of women. How do you feel about Canada?
Loved her. And honestly, in my my early predictions video, she was part of it. And I loved her.
Mm-hmm.
And that was before I had
Mm-hmm.
ever heard any of the publicity about, excuse me, her body image. And I'm a global ambassador for a program called the Body Image Movement, which is
Mm-hmm.
all about changing how we feel about ourselves. Because there are plenty of women that are thin that hate their bodies. There are plenty of men that hate their bodies. But it's about embracing who you are. It's about embracing you and loving you. And I loved the fact that it didn't matter. She didn't care what anybody's opinion was. And honestly, that made me feel this is where the Miss Universe organization is going. Before Trump, the Miss Universe represented something totally different, and you know what I'm talking about. There was this feeling of unity. Miss Universe came to visit, and everybody was like, "She's here, she's here, she's here," and and I think we're going back to that attitude that she's an ambassador to the world, and that means representing everyone. And if that means that we come in different shapes and different sizes and colors, that's all that matters.
Well, I have a kind of different view of that because I love the fact that if a girl has a platform of body image, I think is a great thing. I don't know. I try to. I want to find her answer of her being. Like why she do it in Miss Universe, because the reason why I'm saying this because she didn't look like that when she was competing Miss Canada.
Right.
And she didn't look like that when she was competing Miss Supranational. And Supranational. I don't know how to pronounce that. Supranational.
Matt was
Yeah,
supposed to
and
be
Miss
on
Canada.
tonight. Matt didn't make it. Matt, the Southwest director, was supposed to be on tonight for Supernational.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love like someone, for example, remember in 2014, Miss Venezuela, everybody called her fat. I was so angry because she's not fat. She's a different type of woman. She has a different form of body.
She has curves.
Exactly. And she has curves, and Pia's the same thing. Pia has curves. People call her like, oh, she's like big. That's the kind of body imaging that I think we have to address, because like you said, a lot of people don't like the body because they like right now shaming women's images. I think that we need to embrace ourselves, and I think Miss Canada is actually a really good model of that. But I just don't know her motive of why she does that in Miss Universe. And I don't feel like to me, fitness is part of Miss Universe. Like Mi Bellies in 2014, she's curvy. She's like, she's
well,
not the type of.
Venezuela in 2014 got a lot of flack because she actually gained weight during the pageant and couldn't get into her evening gown, and everybody like gave her a really hard time. And I was like, okay, first of all, and Deshauna and Curacao were live on Facebook Live like 5 days before preliminaries or 2 days before preliminaries, saying we haven't had a chance to exercise. Literally right now we're going downstairs to the buffet, and Deshauna brought over like a bowl of brownies and sweets, and she says this is what we're living off of right now, because they're normally having a very scheduled, this is what we're doing, and every event they went to in the Philippines, there was food. So I mean that I think
and Filipino food is sweet and fried, a lot of fried and sweet food.
So the same thing
and
here in
I think it's like
too.
I feel like being in pageant, you don't have to starve yourself. You just have to live healthy. As human being, you need to treat yourself. Once in a while, you cannot just starve yourself from deprive yourself of things that makes your life happier. it's funny. I have a anecdote about that because when I was in, well, 2 weeks before the pageant, I met Miss Venezuela. She came to do some grooming and preparation for Miss Universe.
Right.
So I met her, and then she was eating ice cream, and I was laughing at her because I said, you know what, Osmel is like, he's very strict,
Osmel's
very
intense, man.
intense. So, and she told me, no, I don't get that. I said, no, I'm just kidding. You should enjoy, whatever you want, in life, because that's the essence of life. You title holder, you're a beauty queen, doesn't mean that you have to deprive yourself from anything else. So, and some women, they have like stress, hormonal problems, they cannot lose like Barry issue, like she cannot lose weight because of her hormones. It was so stressful because Gabriella won like the year before, she's like, she got a lot of stress, and she couldn't lose the weight. So, but she looked fantastic. I mean, I thought she looked fantastic actually, and she's just, represent different kind of woman. But I feel like if she had that platform, she would have better representative than Canada, because I feel like Canada didn't work on her body. I feel like her body wasn't, if she's like, because she wasn't like that. She was like, when she was competing Miss Canada, competing in Super National, she looked different. Why would you suddenly do that and use it? And the funny thing is, I don't know when you watch TV like before the pageant. It was like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
She was on the
The
news.
pre-show.
And-
Yeah, she was on the news.
She was on the news, and the co-host was also one of the spokesperson for body imaging. And I told my friends, I was like, I didn't put Canada at all in my list before. I mean, I put her pre-pageant.
Right.
And then when I saw her, I was like, oh my God, what happened to her? She wasn't like this. And then, when I saw that news, I was like, oh my God, she's getting. So I felt a little bit of a political reason why she got it, which, I think it's a great platform, by the way. I think it's a great, opportunity for women to empower women that are different in different
Well,
shapes.
men too.
But I just
yeah.
feel. But yeah, exactly. Human being in general. But I just feel like that she wasn't genuine. I don't know whether I conveyed the message correctly.
Yeah,
I don't
that
feel
you
like
were
she's
feeling like
genuine.
It wasn't genuine. It wasn't like and let me kind of, maybe I'm taking it the wrong way. In my particular case, I've always been a size 14 competing as a married woman. I have always won my titles as a size 14. I've never tried to be anything other than what I am right now, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Like,
and I don't try to hide it. I wasn't something before. I haven't tried to lose weight to be able to be something else. This is Stacy. If you don't like Stacy, it's okay. You take me, and if you put the crown on me, it's because you like me and who I am and what I am. And if you don't, that's okay. So.
No, exactly. Like, like I really love you, and I feel like, you if you stand on that stage and say, hey, I'm Miss USA, I'm Stacey Simpson, and my platform is, I would love you. I would put you in, in top 3, straight through, because that is you.
Do you want to know something funny? Last week I got the key to the city of Miami. I got proclamation on Thursday.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Congratulations. That is so awesome.
I know, thank you. They made a typo in it. Instead of putting me as Miss Teen Miami USA 1985, they put me as Miss USA 1985. I was like, no, I'm not Laura Martinez Herring, but I'm gonna take that because all right, we're good. Sorry, Burgundy. I know you've got to go. I love you so much. Thank you for being here, Burgundy.
Thank you. No, exactly. Like, I feel like, she's not genuine. I feel like, if you were you or Bailey's or someone who's actually, really genuine about this platform, I felt more about it. But I don't feel like Canada was genuine.
Yeah. So what was your overall opinion about the top 3?
I love it. I love them. I felt, Friends has been on my list for forever, since the beginning. I think they stood out since the beginning. I follow Colombia since they were, and when she was she was crowned Miss Columbia. She was like, very striking, very, very prepared, and she's very, very great. I felt like, she deserved her top three placement. France is absolutely gorgeous. I felt she has improved so much. I mean, it was funny because I really loved her when she was crowned Miss France, and then when she was going to Miss Universe, I was like, oh my God, she's gonna rock it. And then she was really quiet throughout the pageant for some reason.
Yeah, that
She
was the
wasn't.
one thing that I thought was really strange because she was actually, for a lot of people, the pick very early
Mhm.
on. A lot of people had her on their list,
Mhm.
but she seemed really, really, quiet the entire time. So when it came down to it, and I'm going to share this. If anybody wants to watch the video, this is my interview with Miss Haiti a few weeks ago. So you guys can take a look at it because I got to interview her and I got to know her a little bit better. So you can take a look at Haiti. But yeah, it was really strange because she was, France going into it was pretty much on every pageant person's list. But I didn't see like a lot of interaction with her with the press. So
Yeah.
it was kind of interesting when it came down to the three because Colombia, everybody was all over Colombia. I mean, let's face it. From the very onset, they were already making fun of the fact that, Colombia, if Colombia is in the top 13, we're in trouble. And then for them to go Colombia, Philippines when they were announcing them, I was like, no, they didn't. But she was one that everyone kind of expected. And then Haiti was a dark horse. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think that.
Mhm. Yeah, you're right.
And so it was kind of interesting, like you said, to see. Everybody expected France and Colombia. I don't think anybody was ready that Haiti was going to be there. There were a couple of people that even post pageant said, well, she was on my list as a dark horse, but no one said anything. So.
Well, I think Haiti was sort of like like you said, a dark horse, and she was like one of those girls that just shine in the final night.
I would like to tell you she is 6'2", not wearing her Chinese laundry shoes. So, if you look at the interview that I just posted there, I am up to this part of her shoulder, standing next to her in her Chinese laundry shoes. Everyone was like, is the interviewer like kneeling or sitting down? Because I'm literally like, hi. How is that for you? She's stunningly gorgeous and exquisite. So don't, I mean.
I feel like her makeup is a little off though. Like, I think her makeup is like the contouring is too much.
That was the backstage people. It had nothing to do with her makeup. I mean, that was the one thing too, because they had nothing to do with their stage makeup.
She's much prettier than when she was in that Hispanic American Queen pageant. Oh my gosh, she's beautiful. As I remember her, I was like, oh, she's so. But then when she went to Miss Universe, again, she wasn't noticed, and then when she was on stage, I was of her. But then I was like, why she do so much contouring? It makes her so harsh, make her features too harsh. I mean, she's like beautiful without makeup. She's had that kind of bone structure that.
Actually, her skin is flawless in person. I mean, honestly, I was like.
And then her hair was kind of like old lady, like I mean but I'm glad that she placed second because she deserves it. I think thankfully the makeup and the hair didn't mess her up, and she delivers, and she's a good speaker too. So I really love the top three this year.
I think it's going to be great for Haiti. I think Haiti really needs that.
And this is the second time that Haiti plays in first and runner-up.
In 42 years, so yeah. But the second time that Haiti's placed, and the last time was first runner-up. So.
Yeah. So it's they belong to. Well, how do you feel like when it was Haiti? Well, actually, I want to ask you before that, like the top three questions. What do you think about?
I gotta be honest with you. I was in a frenzy at that point. I literally was flipping out. So
Yeah.
I paid no. I was screaming so loud. Anybody that knows me in pageants, the last time that there was somebody that was big time that I had worked with was Crystal Stewart when she was doing local pageants before she won Miss Texas USA and then Miss USA. And I laugh and I say now to Crystal, I said, you probably could have heard me throughout the state when you won Miss USA, because I had judged her, you know, at preliminaries. I knew her. I really thought she was going to win Miss USA, and you know, at some point. It was that same moment. I didn't pay any attention to any of the answers, the final three. I didn't focus because I was hyperventilating, because I mean I know one of the girls, and and for me to have just interviewed her, and you know, I was a basket case. I have no positive input to be able to tell you whatsoever. I will eventually go back once my emotions come down a little bit, but I'm still really kind of amped. And honestly, okay, yeah, for those of you who don't know, yes, it was Haiti. Okay. Anyways, I wanted her to win. I mean, and they were all beautiful. They were all stunning. I mean, I don't think any of them made a mistake. I mean, honestly, you know, there were no major flubs, so I don't think.
Yeah. I think Colombia kind of blew it a little bit, like, you know, at the end of the question, she just kind of froze. Like, I mean, she was so lovely in the beginning with Steve Harvey, you know, give me a hug, and, you know, I love you, and I think it was lovely. And then the top 6 questions she aced it. She was so good with the balance question. I think she did great. But then she was like, and then she was so generic. You know, the question was, you know, you know, what is the biggest failures you have in your life, and how you know, what you learn from it. She didn't say anything specific, and she's too general. You know, anything that actually very personal, heartfelt. And then at the end, she froze on stage. I think, you know, she was sort of like, you know, oh, I couldn't believe that I'm here. You know, I'm just, you know, grateful that I'm here, but I'm so, you know, afraid of what's going to happen. So I think she's kind of a little bit of that, but I thought Haiti didn't really answer the question also. I felt like, you know, being an earthquake victim is not really a failure, you know, but
well, because she answered just it was about like her country and about how this was, you know, for her just being able to be there on the stage was such an emotional thing because of what she went through with the personal tragedy. I mean, and here in Miami, I think we understand that because for those people that don't know, in Miami we have a huge Haitian population here, and a lot of our neighbors and our friends were affected by the earthquake and the hurricane in Haiti, and so I think that, you know, to her it was a very emotional moment, and I mean that was one
it's
thing
a great
that
answer.
Stand out to me. So
yeah, she answered, like, you know, very gracefully, but I just feel like it doesn't really answer the question because it's about your failure. I mean, having being an earthquake victim is not really a failure. I mean,
exactly.
It's that, you know, and Friends, I feel like all of them are so, like, I feel bad for them because, like, Friends answered wonderfully in French, but then the interpreter did a really terrible job, you know, translating. And actually, the Colombian, the Colombian, the Spanish also did a terrible job translating.
But honestly, they all spoke English really well. So I mean, I kind of the only problem I have is I know they all speak English well. So to me, I think it's an unfair advantage to have the interpreter, even to have the interpreter asking the questions, because it gives them a chance to kind of think their answer out. Right, exactly. And then, yes, the interpreters change sometimes what they say, but
I miss the old time interpreter. I mean, in the 80s and 90s, oh my God, even towards the 2000s, I mean, the interpreter is amazing. Like, you know, the one
that was always there, the guy, oh my gosh, fantastic. He was
and
amazing.
the short guy, right? The short
Right, right,
guy.
right, right. Yeah.
The last time he was translating for Miss Universe was in 2014 when we were there, and I actually saw him backstage, and I was like, oh my god, I want to take a picture with him, and then I never see him again. So I missed my chance, but I love him, and I also love that woman that she's been doing translating since the 85 to like 2000 or something like that.
Right,
She's amazing.
I
I mean,
remember.
she actually translate better than what the contestants answers, which is like, amazing. But the translator, the last couple of years has been not very good. Like last year, I think Colombia's translator wasn't very good. But yeah, I agree. Like there's too many translators. Like Philippines can answer in English. She had a translator and translating the question for her, and then she answered in English. I mean, at least France and Colombia, they actually answer in their own language, and they don't speak fluent English, which is still acceptable to me, because questions like these, it's very hard to answer in in foreign language that you're not familiar with. I mean, if you ask me to answer questions in French, I'll be like, oh, I can speak a little French, but I'll be like, oh, I can't answer that. I can accept that, but yeah, I agree. That bind time thing is kind of too much this time. But yeah, but I think but Friends answer perfectly. She was like so like her answer is actually the best one. So I'm glad that she won, because she actually did the best job at the top three. So.
All right, now I'm having an issue. I'm having an audio issue, so I can't hear you. So
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead. We're going to wrap it up. Let's do this. Let's catch this up another day, because now I'm getting 2 audio feeds right now.
Oh my God.
We're experiencing technical issues. Thank you so much for being here. I
Thank
really
you for inviting
appreciate
me.
it. We've got to get together and do coffee and just
Yeah.
hang out. Like, I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is,
Exactly.
we're down the street from each other. So
I know. Love.
all right. I love you. Thank you so much for being here, and we will. Thanks for your input. I appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I know it was a long show. I really appreciate everybody being here. We got to be able to talk about the Miss Universe pageant and be able to follow up on what our opinions were. And I really appreciate my guests that took their time tonight to be able to share their opinions of the Miss Universe pageant. Thank you so much, guys. I want to thank all of the viewers that came on and watched, and hopefully you guys got to get some more information just about what happens with Miss Universe and the experience that happens. So I'm very, very grateful to all of our crownies that are fans. So if you are not a fan, please fan us up. And oh, I'm sorry, you're not feeling good. And if you want to be able to watch the show, we have it on Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and Sunday afternoons actually, where you can come in and hear about positive pageantry and all the things that are wonderful in pageantry, which I really appreciate. Hashtag be kind to one another, which is always my lead out to hope that Ellen understands that I love her and that we do this so that we share some love about what pageants are all about, and just share how important these women are that are making, and men that are making a difference in pageantry around the world, and trying to change the image of our world and make it a better place. So I appreciate that. If you would like to, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram. Thank you, Shane. Facebook at Pageantry Now, or you can go to Pageantry Now Media. You can watch our videos there. We do have a YouTube, which is Pageantry Now as well. So you can find us at Pageantry Now. And again, thank you again to all of our guests, Burgundy Mallory from Crown Talk with Burgundy, and Jen, who is one of her interns, and to Ryan Tan from Reallandia, who is one of the crown designers for some of the crowns that you might have seen at Miss Universe. Not this year, but in other years. So I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much for being here, and that's a wrap, everybody. Good night. Thank you.